I think Americans are looking for a chief executive officer who's got experience from the standpoint of executive governance. When you look at what a president does, it is about, it's running a really big entity. And I happen to have had the privilege and the great learning process, if you will, for the last 10 plus years of being the CEO of the 13th largest economy in the world. Texas is a very, very large, shares an international border, as we talked about, the #1 exporting state in the nation, the best state in the nation to do business. Tell Terry I said that. Actually, Site Selector magazine, I think, just today, picked Texas as the #1 state to do business. And so if the issue becomes, I'll get asked 1,000 questions 100 different ways during the course of a campaign, and there are a lot of different issues. Some of you may have one issue that you will decide who you're going to vote for on, and I totally respect you for that. But let me just say that I think the vast majority of the people in this country are looking for someone who has the experience and who has the philosophical understanding that the most powerful thing that happens in America, and actually happens for this world, is that America again becomes a strong economic power. And the way that you become a strong economic power is not by printing more money or by handing out government money and saying that that's going to create jobs. You do it by lowering the disincentives to those of you in the private sector who are the job creators. That's how it happens. It's small mom and pop businesses in Des Moines. It's a small business in Sioux City that today doesn't know whether they can get a loan because of a Dodd-Frank banking regulation that's strangling the community banks in their community. It is a president who understands instinctively and who has had the experience that you free up the private sector, the entrepreneur, to have the confidence that they can risk their capital and have a return on their investment. That's what America, I think, needs, and I think that's what America wants in their next president. Because you can't, if you do not first have, Warren, a strong economy, you can't have a strong military. You're not going to have the dollars to have the research and development on the military side to keep ahead of a very aggressive China. You're not going to be able to assist your allies in Taiwan or India or in South Korea, in Israel, if you don't first have that strong economy. So I think the real difference between myself and those individuals who are standing on the stage with me who would like to be the nominee as well, and in particular in contrast to the current President of the United States, is that for a decade, I have been dealing with these issues. I've been having to make appointments to places like our Natural Resources Agency, our EPA, if you will, to agencies that were making decisions, whether it was the Board of Regents at schools like Texas A&M, who were putting into place the research and the development and investing in with the philosophy of understanding this. It's not the government that creates jobs. It's the private sector that creates jobs. And I think that single, very large difference between myself and anyone else on that stage is that for a decade, I have run and successfully a state that's created more jobs than any other state in the nation, that for 9 years in a row, Chief Executive magazine chose Texas as the best state in the nation to do business. And it didn't happen just because we got great country music and barbecue. It happened because we created an environment Government didn't do it, but we helped create the environment where entrepreneurs knew they could risk their capital and have a return on their investment.